All right, and welcome to this short video on where to get started with your nutrition. So as you can see here, look at the nutrition pyramid. When we all new members start with two phases when it comes to the nutrition. You'll begin with phase one, whereby we're going to start with adherence, making sure you're following a nutrition plan that you can be consistent with. And then we're going to look at your calorie intake. And really what we mean here, or what we're concerned about, is how much food you are having. Okay. Right now, we're not really concerned with what you are eating. We want to make sure the amount of food is correct for you as an individual. And we'll know we'll get this right over the forthcoming weeks, because you'll see the results as you do consecutive in-body scans. Then once you're into a routine or into habit, maybe should I say, of achieving that right calorie intake and getting the right amount of food for you as an individual, from there, do we worry about moving to phase two. And this is where we can start to look at a little bit more of the minor details of the diet, maybe individualize the diet a little bit more, and really pay more attention to what you're eating. And from here, we can start to look at your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. All right, so in phase one, we want you to start building your confidence with your nutrition and really start pushing towards your health and fitness goals. And then we'll see how all that is going using the in-body scan machine. And then in phase two, once we get there, we'll start to look at the details of the diet a little bit more. Like I touched on a minute ago, your carbohydrates, your proteins, your fats, maybe some supplements, or maybe some potential individual things that you want to work on. So how do we do that? So moving forward, what we call it here at Thrive is the ball ache scale, because what we want you to remember when it comes to nutrition, it's another thing for you to think about. So it's just setting realistic expectations. Now, the way we manage the nutrition with all the members here at Thrive is we have these three options. Okay, 1, 2, or 3. Starting at less time intensive, moving to number 3, maybe a little bit more time intensive. So number 1 is intuitive eating. And really what we're talking about here is you starting to make a conscious decision. You might know 1 or 2 things in your diet that maybe you're having too much of, or perhaps you just want to start looking at what you're eating a little bit more, look at the food labels, and just start there. And it doesn't really require too much time or attention. It's not too labor intensive for you, but you're just starting to be a bit more aware of your nutrition. Option number 2 is you might start doing a food diary. So you can start to fill this in on a bit of paper or on your phone, and then you can send it across to your coach each week via Trainerize. And this will give us a good sort of helicopter overview of your nutrition, and therefore we can maybe look at 1 or 2 things that we can look to improve on and work with you. Option number 3 is an app that we can download to your phone, and this is called Myfitnesspal. Requires a bit more time and attention, but you definitely get, we would say, rewarded for that time and attention, because it gives you a lot more feedback. We can look at your nutrition as a whole. If you are looking especially to look at calories and more detail of your nutrition, then perhaps Myfitnesspal would be a good option to start with. From there, once you decided 1, 2, or 3 and making that sensible decision on how much time and energy you feel you can give to your nutrition, we'll move forward. And really, when it comes to your nutrition, we have 3 key nutrition rules. Okay, unlike most diets, which have loads of rules and loads of barriers, our 3 key Thrive nutrition rules are: rule number 1 is that we recommend 70 to 80% of the time you eat single ingredient foods, so potatoes, pastas, your meats, your veg, all that sort of stuff. Rule number 2 is be flexible with your nutrition. Don't be super strict. Don't be the food police 20 to 30% of the time. Have a takeaway in there, or keep some alcohol in there, or chocolate, whatever it might be, just so you don't feel like you're being over strict with yourself. Because remember, if you're eating the right amount of food for you as an individual, you can still keep those favorite foods in there as well. You do not have to cut them out. And then rule number 3 is, if you are looking to work at calories, then hitting your calorie requirements set to you by your coach via using the in-body scan. And that's really, in a nutshell, of how we run the Thrive nutrition system.